Yaga. Guys, I want to just remind everybody who's watching these videos. I've had every kind of backstab, every rejection you could think of. I probably had one of the worst humiliation rituals. I've been made a pariah, kicked out of so many social groups. I've just recently started doing another hobby, and it's only a matter of time that one of them will just switch on me. There'll be an argument, I'll get kicked out of that as well. I'll be the subject of the group chat. I've purposely not joined the group chat, and for some odd reason I was leading the exercise, because the guy who usually does it, he had to go to a tournament, so I took the session, and that's just because of my age and my experience. But whether we try to stay low-key, whether we try to blend in, it doesn't work. It always comes back to bite us anyway. So I just want you to remind you to keep going no matter what your scenario is, because I've bounced back so many times that I can't remember. I've every kind of thing you want to say: gambling, alcoholism, addiction, women, lust, all of it. I've done it all, and I've bounced back from every single one. And that's how I know that I've got something that I need to do here. I know that Most High's got its hand on my life. I've had every kind of accident that you could think of. Every kind of accident I've had. Been in all sorts of like scenarios. You know, I've been in like my big van and almost had like massive collisions and just got away scot-free. In my little car, you know, accidents on the motorway. I've had every single thing. Had that near bike crash last week. So keep going. So today I want to talk about what the reintroduction means of the narc when they hoover us, when they try and get back call with us. Because I've had a call recently. I've had some texts recently, but I didn't respond. But these, there's two types of get back that you can have with narcopaths. One is the family member narcopath that gets back in touch. They actually are spying on you secretly. They haven't actually left. They are like working. Because I get that when I've had this a few times where they just turn up unannounced on my door, knocking on the door. Oh, I'm just checking up on you, blah blah blah. I've had that many times. So that one is just like nonsense. Say I'm working and I'm selling something. I might be selling something on my socials, and somebody writes a nice comment, but they don't support what you're doing. They're just doing that to gauge who else might be engaging, and they go behind the scenes and they sabotage it. This is the thing about these characters, that one thing about discernment, the more of this stuff that we bounce back from, the more experience we get dealing with these characters, we become actually highly skilled at sensing betrayal. Like the fake support, a part of that fake support is, I guess, when I'm trying to do my own business, when I'm trying to try other ways of getting income, the family member, the fakes, they want you to crawl back. That's what a part of it is, the hoover. They want you to crawl, and I've done this in the past. I've gone back to them, I've crawled back. It never ends well. Usually a lot of the time when I crawl back to them, they actually end up just ignoring me. So you'll be in the worst possible situation. Like you actually really need help. Like I've been in situations where even now you don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, and you really need that support, and they will act like they're going to help you. In the last minute they'll pull out. You might need just a small like 2 bags to secure like a studio space, or like for work, or you might be moving house and you just need that little push over the edge financially, and they will act like they're going to help you and they won't. And one time I was with this narcopath that I lived with, and I was getting, my spider senses was telling me that he was running behind the back of the narcissist, that the worst one, the highest one on the spectrum that I dealt with. And I was supposed to go and help him move. And the day I was supposed to help him move, I somehow forgot my phone in the lady's house that I was seeing at the time. So I left my phone, so he didn't phone me, so I couldn't go. So it was like the universe conspired to get me to not go, because I wasn't supposed to go, because he was actually doing lots of like backstabbing maneuvers behind my back. But for some reason, I still couldn't say no to him. So the universe has got your back, guys, and you always bounce back. But this, let's get back to the topic. When they holler at you, when they call you back, usually, sometimes it's because they know that you're in need. So you're like a low-hanging fruit. They know that you want some support, and they want to, have you crawl back to them. But as soon as you crawl back to them, everything starts again. It's all about control, manipulation. It's all about getting you to do what they want when they want. So that's what they do. And the other one that happens as well is when the new supply doesn't live up to the standard that they hoped for. So say they get a new supply, and the new supply has already ruined their 9 lives or their 2-3 lives, because usually at the start, the idealization stage, they let you get away with 1 or 2 mistakes. I know the mistakes I made. Maybe I got too drunk, or maybe I stood them up and I had to go meet someone, or forgot to do something. I made a lot of mistakes like that, and they just turned back up at my flat, and I was like, are you really going to give me another chance after I've just blown you out, or after I've just like got really drunk and like wasted, you know what I mean? Like, and they still gave me another chance. This is what these narcopaths do. And a part of that is to get the spell on you as well. So you start thinking, oh, this person is my soulmate. I've really found the one. But if they come back, it's just to continue the cycle. And it's kind of then their world is not working out. I find with me, especially when I'm in flow, or if I'm doing work and I was doing business and I'm just on a roll, I hear from the narcopaths, and they're trying to, I think in the energy in the universe, it's like a cord cuts. We cut the cord. So we're not focused on them, we're focused on ourselves, and they can feel it. It's really strange how this stuff works. But I know that when I'm not doing well and I need that leg up, I get somebody gets in touch, and you sometimes can feel like, oh wow, this person, they can hear my wants, they can read my mind. But it's not that. It's fake support. It's getting you back on the hamster wheel. It's getting you back to traumatize you more, to create a deeper trauma bond, to manipulate you when you're at your weakest point, to get somebody else on the matrix, take them off the shelf as an appliance, to get you back into matrix, to make you fall asleep. So if you're getting a hoover from an ex-girlfriend, mind your business, don't go back. If it's from a family member, usually these characters, they want you to be okay as long as you're below them. So don't go back to them. If you can, try not to look at it like by going back to these people, you're selling out. That's the way I look at it. Like, they're not equally yoked to us, and they work for the other team. So if they work for the oppressor, for the evil one, and they help you, look at it like you're connecting with that evil energy. Look at it like that, because everything is energy. If that makes sense. I think that's enough. All right, with that, remember who you are and move forward in a positive way.